Hello, today is July 25th, 2020, and I want to share a dream that I had last night where I was going into this building where I understood there were to be classes, like a school, and uh, as I was going in, there was like 4 flights of stairs. And as I came in, I recognized this woman who I felt like I had known from before, but she had kind of like um, bleached her hair, so it went from a dark color to a blonde color, almost from dark to light. And I somehow knew like that her father had been like a man of war, or a military type man. She was the daughter of this fighter, and we recognized one another. And I I was like somebody that I had kind of known, but never truly I never truly knew her, I guess. But I followed her, and I followed her up all the way the 4 flights of the stairs. And um, when I got to the top, I understood like it was a small place at the top, almost like what we had came up was a like a pyramid. We were at the top of a pyramid, and she was going to her class, to her school, and I was not supposed to be there. My class was downstairs at the bottom, somewhere outside of the pyramid, actually. And so I kind of felt awkward that I had followed her there to this small place. And so I went to find the elevator to leave. And I got on the elevator, and I was the only one on the elevator. And I had to choose a direction. And I remember, so the elevator was going to go down, and I had to choose one of these directions to go after I get to the bottom of the pyramid. And so I remember clicking the east button. And so then the door began to close on the elevator, and I was getting prepared to go down. And just at the very last minute, the door opened, and a woman came in who was carrying some baggage, it looked like. And she came in at the last minute, and I said hi, and she came and sat down kind of next to me. There was a sitting place on the elevator, and it was a little bit away from me, but we were on there. And then the elevator began to go down, and it went down very quickly. And she says, "Oh no, help me, I feel like I'm gonna lose it," is what she said, as if she was going to maybe throw up. Or then the elevator started to slow and to stop, and she said, "Okay, good, it's slowing down." She felt like she was gonna be okay. And then as it came to a stop, she asked me if she could have a drink of my water, and I had my water bottle sitting there next to me. And so I gave it to her, I offered it to her, but the water bottle was the kind where, it had the spout, and I had been drinking from that same water. And I gave it to her and thought, I may have even said it, I don't remember, but it said, "Here's my water, but it will be as though we have been kissing." And then I woke up from my dream. And what was interesting about the two women was the first one, I was following her because like I had compassion for her, or I somehow in my heart had love for her, but it was almost as if it was never meant to be. But she had gone from a dark to a light, like her hair had been bleached. And it was almost like, you know, she had been made clean. She had been washed clean, where her father was once a fighter. She was being kind of changed. She's going back to school. She was learning in the high places. She went to the very top to learn, but I had to go to the very low place for my class. And this other woman who, I don't even know who she was, uh, she asked to drink of my water. And so I think of, some stories like where, if you give even a cup of water unto uh, one of these disciples, it would be remembered. And there's also the woman at the well, Samaritan woman, where she, Jesus asked her for a drink, but he had this living water. So it was just very, very curious that she would ask for the water, and it was water that I had also drank from. And so, and it's kind of like yesterday, for some reason, I was kind of singing a weird song. Sometimes songs will pop into my head, into my mind, and I was singing like, "Woman, where have you gone?" Something along those lines. Where did you go? Like, and maybe it was necessary for me to help, or to follow, or to understand this daughter of the military man, this daughter of the fighter, this daughter of the one that would, make war. I had to understand her and have compassion for her. It was almost, when I was following her, it was almost like I was looking out for her, or watching out for her, even though, I didn't really know her. I was still making sure she got to her class safely. But then when I was there, I was like, this is not where my class is. This is not where my place is. And what's curious is in the Lord's Prayer, it says, "Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven." And so there's like these high places and the low places. Heaven, I look at that as kind of the high place, and on the earth is kind of the low place. But on the earth you can only go so high. And like with these pyramids that like the Egyptians were able to build, they they had like a point, they had a top, and you couldn't fit everybody in that place. It was a small place, and maybe there was only one king that could sit upon that high place, like one who would have to sit there alone, and so maybe I was bringing that daughter back to this one who once sat as a king. Maybe he was as a rich man, bringing his daughter back unto him, and then when I would leave, because I was faithful to help him, to bring his daughter back to him. Though he may appear as a rich man on earth, he could be as a poor man in heaven, and then I bring that, and then as I'm leaving or departing from that place that was not for me, maybe there was one that he would allow to go with me, that would drink of the water with me, that would be one that would, it says, greet one another with a holy kiss, one that would receive of Jesus. And what was interesting, I forgot to mention, was before we started going up the 4 flights of stairs, me and this woman, we forgave one another. It was like she was saying, "Oh, I'm sorry for," and I don't even remember what, and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry for not recognizing you at first." I said something like I was really out of it, so it was like somebody that I recognized and maybe I had once known, but I didn't really know her, but I followed her and I protected her and I forgave her and brought her all the way to the top for her class, and maybe so she could learn from the Most High. She could learn from God, and then God would send one down for me that I didn't even expect. It was like last minute, and so, like I said, women, where did you go? And sometimes I think of it as the Eve, the mother of all living. Um, and a strange thing was, I heard something in my spirit this morning. It said something like, I didn't want it to be left uneven. And when I heard the word uneven, I thought of Eve, because the word Eve is in uneven, and it's almost a balance between the man and the woman. Both were created by God, and God said they were both good. And so we have to remember, to not just always just think of ourselves and look out for ourselves, but to look at those that maybe were flesh of our flesh, and to desire for them to be shown forgiveness and mercy, and be long suffering with them, that they could go back and learn from the Most High. And you may have to be patient and wait for that which God would give. And it may come at the last minute. It may be unexpected. It may be a gift from God where you thought you were going to have to go it alone. Maybe God would then, after you fulfilled everything that you needed to do, He would give you your helpmate, one that would drink of the water with you and wouldn't be afraid to, to drink off of that water, knowing that it's almost as if you had kissed. And what's interesting is, as I'm speaking that, I saw like a coat hanger just now, and it was kind of wrapped at the end into the shape of a kind of a loop, like a noose, like a hanger, like Judas was the one who hung from a tree, and so I don't really fully understand, but I just have to understand that God's will be done on earth as it is in heaven, and if there was a time of warring in heaven, maybe that warring was because there was a daughter that king in heaven wanted to have restored unto himself. And so we had to just be patient and work the will of God, that all things would be fulfilled. So those are things that I have for understanding from that dream. Just want to share it. All right, God bless you in Jesus' name.